I don't know if you know how strong that was. Whatever you did, that 15, 20, whatever it was, it changed a whole lot of people's perception of you, of the show, but also of their own point of view. And that's hard to do. To get people would hit me like, yo, watch what Joe said, and I looked at it totally differently. So.
She reached out to me, Angela Rye, very nice lady.
So yeah,
I told her she's cool. I said, you cooler than how you come off. Reached out and apologized.
You said that. You said that.
I said that in the message. You cooler than how you come
You
off.
are a charmer.
And she was laughing, but she's a very nice lady, and I appreciate her reaching out. She apologized, and I want to salute her. And
when she gonna come on?
I don't know. I've never spoken to her.
Yeah, it has to happen now.
I've never spoken to her, but I'm not against opening some dialogue with Angela.
Yeah, that has to happen.
All of Joe Budden's hosts, both on and off the show, you people won't even be held by me. This is a huge matter. Special thanks to the Native Land podcast. A special thanks to Angela Rye. However, I do have a negative side, and I will discuss all the reasons why I believe this to be a farce. It's a farce. Let's talk about the positive arguments that could result from this first, though. This might start a global conversation if Joe feels compelled to talk to the Native Land podcast or any other quote-unquote thinkers. And while I realize that saying it that way sounds fanciful, Joe is indeed the best in the Black urban community. Politicians are continually trying to get our votes and persuade us to support them. Democracy, democracy, wah wah. They are trying to reach that audience with this strategy. Therefore, you need to start laying the groundwork early. You cannot wait for the election to take place. They understand the play. She contacted Flip for that reason. But I'll discuss that later. Mark ensured that she would be viewed favorably. We are still discussing this friend of mine. So she agreed with what you guys stated. Everything you mentioned about the subject in the dialogue that doesn't take place because the intellectuals aren't aware of the discussion, she did in fact agree with the olive branch. What happens if I try to get on the show and reach out? Furthermore, Mona established that early on since she is already a fan. Angela Rock appeals to me. She was the one who raised the issue. Will she appear on the show? This puts Joe in a privileged position, but does not necessarily put him in a corner. You have the discourse if you take this up. It may proceed similarly to an interview with Dr. Fauci or Kevin Samuels. You are in charge of the direction and the story, but be careful to maintain control over both, since you don't want her to appear on your show and make you appear foolish. Of course, she is attempting to gain fans, so that would not be her objective. She got in touch with Queen's Flip since she noticed how popular this was. The pessimistic side enters the picture at this point. What is the play about, or is a play taking place? Is this real? This is a damn it, I made a mistake. I just brushed him aside. I totally betrayed him personally. I totally ignored what he had to say. Or is this a play? Oh, hold on. We can make this work to our advantage. Completely positive. We can acquire whatever we require. This garnered far more traction than we anticipated, whether it was for a political standpoint or to increase the number of listeners to our show. Much greater traction. Who will make this a good thing then? I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on this in the future. However, I did Queen's Flip was the primary reason I wanted to participate or create this film. It's always amusing when karma hits the person you intended to hit. The Queen of Flip. You were branded an idiot by this woman. She said that she would never in her life want to talk to you, listen to what you have to say, or submit to you. For you not to feel the manner or the vitriol that came your way from her stating these things, your co-host had to stand up for you. She only needed to contact you, express regret, and be kind. And additionally, you accepted her apologies since you already appreciated her intelligence.
To say this, I say that. Why are we unable to receive the same level of respect and conversation in the community as she did anytime she contacted you? Because we will either speak about you or reach out to you. You will talk negatively about us. However, you will claim that they are false fans when they approach you in person. No, I have already discussed this. Every time someone talks about something, they are not addressing you directly. They're talking about the persona you play. You already know that I support you in that struggle. Therefore, I'm not arguing that you were doing foolishly by entering it. Let's be explicit. However, since she doesn't know you personally, she isn't talking about you. The same is true for us. Naturally, people will approach you and say, hey, I'm a fan when they see you in person, such as at InvestFest or whenever you're out and about. I'm a fan. Additionally, you may remember something they said online. They weren't actually stating it to you, they are telling the character that they witnessed you. Depict it this time, since that is all that is required or expected to occur, as it did with you and Angela Rod. She said something crazy, so I said something crazy about you. I said a crazy thing about you. I acknowledge the errors in my assertions. I'm sorry. Every time I say something in my videos, you guys criticize me, and I, quote unquote, go back and apologize because I acknowledge my mistakes. But I continue. I'm not incapable of taking sides. Real life does happen. Because you perceive the character that was depicted, you speak about it. If you see what they're talking about, then when that character reaches back out, whether they correct you or clap at you, damn, okay, you're correct. It makes sense. Additionally, everyone is attempting to alert me to the fact that Mark and I converse behind the scenes. Although it doesn't occur as frequently as you might expect, when it does, it looks authentic. Now though, I feel like I have to rethink this. Additionally, I'm asking Flip to consider it. All that was required was a backstage discussion. Additionally, you laugh because you made her laugh, which indicates that you initially didn't harbor any genuine animosity toward her. Why can't things in the community be like that? Why is it not possible in the JBP universe? And why is it so difficult to perceive people for who they really are unless they have actually interacted with you in person? And they have done horrible things to you throughout those interactions. You have to associate the people you see on social media platforms like YouTube videos, Twitter, and all of that with the personalities they represent. Because ultimately, the person we all put in front of the camera is a character. Everyone who takes the mic is a character. If YouTube said, hey, you can't say that even if you're really sincere, you will not be compensated, you're about to lose your money, see how quickly everyone's authenticity changes. However, I only wanted to create a brief film and share my opinions. If he accepts her offer, it may be a huge issue for the JBP because he could catch their focus on topics they had previously overlooked because they didn't believe it was tailored to them. In the room, Joe possesses that kind of authority. In the room, he possesses that kind of authority. I'm interested to see what he does with this next. However, please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. If you enjoy the video, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the page. If so, you already know how amazing we are. Just gonna keep this thing moving. Man, you guys are paying attention. I see you all. We will continue to move this along. We might actually reach 10,000 before the year is over. But I'll see you all tomorrow. Calm.